In this video, I want to talk about relative clauses and the basics of constructing a sentence using a complex sentence using a relative clause. First, let's look at the relative pronouns. We have basically the pronouns that are built around who, with the subject case, the object case, and the possessive. And then we have our indefinite pronouns. And then we have pronouns which are used commonly with objects but can also be used with people. And let's look at a case where we can use relative pronouns. We're going to combine these two sentences, making a relative clause out of the second one. So we can substitute relative pronoun who for Dr. Smith. Highlight this for a minute. Okay, and now that I've got this into relative clause form, I put it after Dr. Smith, which is who is being described here. And now we have a relative clause within our sentence. Let's now do it with that. So again, we have our sentences. The car has a flat tire. The car belongs to Mr. Smith. We're going to change the car, replace it with the relative pronoun that. Highlight. So we've replaced the car with that. And now we're going to put this clause in the other independent clause. We now have a complex sentence with a relative clause. The car that belongs to Mr. Smith has a flat tire. Now, there's another that clause called the invisible that clause, and I'll show you how to make one of those. Okay, in this clause, in this combination, we can see two sentences. He told me a story. My father told me the story. We're going to replace story with that. But we can't leave the that at the end of the sentence, so we're going to move that to the beginning. And we will put this in, and it has to be next to what it's modifying, or what the relative pronoun has replaced. And so he told me a story that my father told me. Now in this one, since we do have a subject at the beginning of the relative clause and after the that, we can actually remove the that and still have a good sentence. So he told me a story my father told me. We can leave it there. Or he told me a story that my father told me. So briefly, we've made three relative clauses using that or who. We use the pronouns that we have to make Dr. Smith, who teaches physics at Santa Fe College, went to school with my brother. The car that belongs to Mr. Smith has a flat tire. Okay, and this that cannot be left out because it's the subject of the relative clause. And he told me a story that my father told me. Okay, thank you very much.